Alright guys, so I just wanted to take a minute to announce that this video is dedicated to my friend Liam. He's an 11-year-old and he is the absolute man. Very long story short, do you guys remember Ghost Dream Diesel giveaway number 22? Well, that truck was actually owned by my friend Andy, and Liam is Andy's cousin. Liam and I's friendship is actually relatively new. I was over at Andy's house for a birthday party when I had crossed paths with Liam for the first time, and he left a very lasting impression. It was a simple interaction at that. I had walked out back, he was sitting on the front porch, and he asked me how I was doing that day and if I was having a good time, and as we walked away to get little Jack loaded up in his car seat and my wife was getting into the passenger side of our car, he said, "I hope you guys have a great day." Well, come to find out, that very splendid little boy, that 11-year-old, is actually fighting through something very difficult right now. He has cancer, and he's going to be going into his third round of treatments starting this coming week, actually tomorrow. I wanted to return the favor and leave a lasting impression on him. I felt like it was my God-given right to give back and spread positivity and lift his spirits, to remind him that the entire enthusiast community has his back. All of us. Every single one of us. I had actually just gotten back today from an awesome morning with Liam and with a bunch of absolutely incredible people here in Lancaster County. We didn't want to make too big of a deal about it. Rather, we just wanted to show Liam how absolutely awesome the car community is. So I picked him up bright and early this morning at 7:15 a.m. I met his father, Paul, for the first time after I had texted him briefly about what my plans were to bring Liam along for a typical cars and coffee. We then met Sam from Limebridge with his Huracan. I had my R8, and we went up to a nice little location in Hershey where we met some other fellow car enthusiasts and business owners. There, we bought Liam breakfast, hung out, talked cars, and talked about his aspirations in life. Come to find out, he wants to own a business one day. He wants to start a restaurant. And I said, well, hey, guess what, man? It's pretty cool because you're surrounded by all entrepreneurs right now. Everyone's in their own space doing something that they love. And I reminded Liam that he can do anything in life as long as he puts his mind to it. But sometimes in life, going through difficult things can be made a little easier knowing that there's a lot of people to support you. So I took him in the R8. It was the first car he's ever been in like that. Then we drove down in a massive caravan to Urban Works, which is another automotive business in Lancaster. Urban Works heard that our VIP Liam was coming through, so they actually let us park inside for the event. They gave him an awesome care package. Another one of my friends actually gave him a Le Mans GT Audi R8. I picked him up some chocolate just to make the day extra special. Now come to find out that Liam not only loves cars, but he also loves YouTube. So I wanted to dedicate this very video to him, to remind him that sometimes the best views come from the hardest climbs, and to also show him just how powerful the body of spirit can be. So before we get into revealing this vlog, I just want to say, Liam, thank you for your friendship. Here are just a few pictures of our morning where Liam got to go for a ride in an Audi R8, got to see his dream car, which is a Lamborghini Huracan, and not only just see his dream car, but sit in not one, but two, and also go for a ride in one. So Sam from Limebridge, thank you so much for that experience for him, and to my buddy Nico that let him jump inside that thing and feel as if he was on top of the world. As a final takeaway to this small little dedication, if I could just ask, if there's anything in your mind right now, anything at all, drop a comment below. As he faces one of life's scariest battles, knowing full and well that we all have his back. Same day, new vlog. We are Mara vlogging today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. We are continuing where we left off the other day. Brody is jumping in the 2022 Limited Longhorn Mega Cab Dually Cummins to tint it. Look at how fishbowly that is. Privacy matters, okay? Thank you for actually prioritizing privacy, because we all know. Where we had picked up the last time, actually today, but in the last video, you guys, I'm not gonna say that anymore. That's just gonna get really annoying with the transformation of the Audi R8. This is part 2 of the one-day vlog marathon where we are literally transforming this car in a single day. Now, will it all happen today? I don't know, only time will tell. We'll see where the vlog takes us, as sometimes life is better as a mystery. Say goodbye to the fishbowl. Huge shout out to Accelerate Auto for always hooking us up on all of our vehicle aesthetic needs. I need to say this car looks so cool in front of this building. This is crazy. I've waited so long for this very day, like my entire life, to be able to take a supercar, make a supercar mine as far as aesthetics and mods and changes, and it's all happening literally in one day, and the day happens to be right before Christmas. So you might argue that Christmas kind of came early for me, although it's not really about the materialistic component of the holiday season at all. I'm just excited about hanging out with my family on the Christmas holiday. It's just that this happens to be ironic, so that's what we're gonna chalk it up as. So boys and girls, the wheel reveal. I cannot wait to show you what is on the front of this wheel. Spoiler alert, yes, we are dealing with a multi-piece wheel. These things are beautiful, and I can't wait to show you who they're from. The finish is glorious, and you're going to understand why I went that route. And then we've got the rubbers over here. So we actually need to go down to a shop today to get this whole process started, but this process wouldn't make sense without those things over there. But first, the wheels. Miraculously, I haven't lost my voice yet. I'm very surprised, but it's probably gonna be completely gone by the time I've done this vlog. This whole deviated septum thing really isn't benefiting me right now, but I'm pushing through it because we've got a lot of exciting things happening in today's video, especially today. These are those really fancy lights that we shoot with to give things an extra cinematic effect, and they do an amazing job. I was too excited to move them all, so we're just gonna get right into this beautiful wheel setup right here. These are signature forged wheels, and let's just take a minute to appreciate them in all of their glory. There's nothing that beats a brand new set of wheels and the emotional anticipation that comes along with the excitement of seeing these things inside those things on this thing right here. So ladies and gentlemen, what we're looking at is a set of signature forged SV303Ss. That signature forged logo, if you didn't know. This is actually my first set of these wheels. I've been in touch with Charlie, the owner, for a very long time. Great dude, and he was so helpful in getting me set up. Now, no, this video is not by any means sponsored, but I love when a business owner is grounded, level-headed, and passionate about what they do. This wheel reflects everything about that. We'll get into it here in a second. Now, we're actually gonna be going with a staggered setup on this car. So being that the Audi actually has a little bit more room in the back, when you look at it, that wheel well arch tends to be a little bit bigger than the front. We're actually going to take advantage of that by doing a staggered setup. So this right here is the 21-inch concave, very concave at that wheel that's going to be in the rear, and we are going to mount up 325/21 Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss on these wheels for the rear, and then in the front is a not so concave setup, more of a flat face setup that's going to be riding on 255/30/20 Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss. Now this finish is something that I'm super excited about, not only because I've never actually bought a set of wheels that were this finish for a car that I've had, usually it's bronze or black, but also because I made this decision so it ties out to my daily driver, which is the Denali, which is sitting up at home nice and comfortable under climate control today. Now, these are milled faces with polished lips. The cooler part about it is they're actually powder coated clear on not only the faces, but the lips to offset the maintenance that would come with these. These wheels are very dynamic. They actually have these windows that run along the lip, and then the spokes actually hover off of the lip themselves. Now, you wouldn't be able to tell that from the outside, but as you get up close, you can see this is a true two-piece wheel. You'll actually see 25 bolts that hold this thing together, but on the back side, there are actually some that are hidden as well. These wheels are going to look so cool on the car, and all of this is happening the same day that we just picked this thing up from Peach Bottom Auto Body with its new Vorsteiner front lip, spoiler, and diffuser. So needless to say, I've really embraced every ounce of the first transformation of this car, but this all happened to work out, and things happen for a reason, and it was all meant to be that I do this in one day. So it's very cool that I've been able to kind of take in this moment, organize everything right here in front of us, so that way we can give this thing its final farewell to the stock Virgin Mary look, because this R8 is about to look absolutely nasty. The problem here is that we have this wheel gap, and the wheels actually don't really come out to the fender line, which gives it a lack of stance and gives it a lack of poke. Now, when we bring that wheel out, not only is it going to give a more aggressive stance to this car, but when we reduce the height, it's no longer going to look like a quad. 4x4 status isn't what I'm going for with this car, and that's where those come in. This is actually going to be the new front desk for for my new business and Accelerate Auto, crafted by yours truly with nothing but the utmost passion. Now, these things right here are KW adjustable coil springs. Very neat because you can actually use the monotube shocks that come with the Audi R8. They're quite high quality, and then you just throw some adjustable springs in, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, where we are headed next. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back down to PDF Automotive. It has been a minute since we've partaken in any automotive activities down here, but this is in Strasbourg. My buddy Brad owns this business, and it has been a minute since I've seen Brad. He actually used to come up to my old neighborhood all the time. We'd catch up, but then I moved, and I hadn't been able to see him for a while, and the last time I was down at this shop was actually when I got an alignment on the Mini-Max. And now we're bringing another one of my white vehicles down, aka the R8. We had Lone Star 2.0 in tow. We've got all the goodies in the back there. We're gonna get them unloaded, and we're going to flash forward because I know you guys are very excited for the final reveal and version 2.0 of the R8 in one day. It's been a marathon, it's been a vlogathon, but it's been worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the finished product.
Made this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose. Yeah, jump out boys, that's Nike boys hopping our coast. This shit way too big, when we pull up, give me the loot. Give me the loot. Was off the Remy, had up at post. Had to hit my old town to duck the news. 24-hour lockdown, we made no moves. Now it's 4 a.m. and I'm back up popping with the crew. I just landed in, Chase B mixes pop like Jamba Juice. Different color chains, think my jeweler really selling fruits. And they choking me, know the crackers wish it was a news.
Sunset.
Surrender, retreat, we all in too deep. Plan for keeps, don't play us for weeks.
Sunset.
Surrender, retreat, we all in too deep. Plan for keeps, don't play us for weeks.
This shit way too formal, y'all know I don't follow suit. Stacy Dash, most of these girls ain't got a clue. All of these hoes I made off records I produce. I might take all my exes and put them all in a group. Hit my essays, I need the booch. About to turn this function into Bonnaroo. Told her hop in, you coming too. In the 305, bitches treat me like I'm Uncle Luke. Have to slot the top off, it's just a roof. She said, where we going? I said the moon. We ain't even make it to the room. She thought it was the ocean, it's just a pool. Now I gotta open, it's just a ghost.
You know, I think this video is so much more than about a set of wheels on a car. I think it's more about seeing the potential of a stock to modified form. I think this video is very much dedicated to what it is about the power of people and about how the community of car people is so tight, so unique, and so willing to help. I'd started my YouTube channel with one basic premise, and that was to genuinely meet like-minded people. Because I realized early on in life, and I'm very grateful for this, that people are actually what make everything possible. You can be one of the smartest individuals in the world, but if you don't know how to properly handle the mechanisms that are people and to build appropriate relationships based on all the right factors, your ideas are never gonna go anywhere. Now, the vehicles are kind of a top-tier catalyst of that because like-minded people, i.e. enthusiasts, all jump into this thing with the endearment and passion that we all share and that I genuinely try to just use YouTube to highlight. So although my YouTube channel is very much dedicated to trucks, it's really about the premise of being an enthusiast, and it's a representation of the people that make all of that up. I had to share that with you guys as I pulled this thing in just a few minutes ago after that absolutely incredible morning. I feel so grateful to have the opportunity to stand right here in the presence of such a car. And the car is great, but I also want to share it with those that it'll leave an impact on. And this opportunity presented itself, and I was so excited to make it happen. And that sidebar aside, I am so thrilled with how the car looks and turned out. Shout out to Signature Forge for the absolutely amazing cuts. 2021 setup, staggered with concave, look incredible. And then of course, we're running some Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. We've got some 255s up front and some big old 325s in the rear that truly just bring out the aggressive nature of the R8. Brad at PDF Motorsports, thank you so much for meticulously going through this thing and setting it up flawlessly into perfection. The way that we configured this thing was to try and reduce essentially all the wheel gap without compromising ride quality and functionality, and it does not rub whatsoever. The KWs ride super good on this car, which is fantastic, so there's really genuinely no downside to this setup. I'm so happy that I went the route of machined and polished because, well, I have a soft spot for it. It makes the vehicles match in the garage, although one stays pretty clean and the other one does not. But it's also different, and I feel like it pulls a lot of the classy components and the elegant nature of the Audi R8 being kind of a black tie car. This is very much going to be the aesthetic component of the transformation of this thing, and my plans are to twin turbo it here hopefully by this spring so we can enjoy the full brunt of turbo screaming in the back with the windows down. At this point, I have vetted out a ton of aftermarket installers, and I am fully vested in the relationship of AMS Motorsports out in Illinois. I got to hang out with the guys at SEMA. They're awesome, and this kind of modification journey and being my goal of having a twin turbo V10 is not just getting the car, but it's also the relationships that follow in part to the experience, because that's what allows a full, thorough enjoyment of everything once the car is actually complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I greatly appreciate every single one of you tuning into this video, and I think the key takeaway here is the greatest views come from the hardest climbs, and I challenge you to just go take full advantage of the opportunity that surround us.